Station, WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm your host, Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville. You'll always do better with Landmark. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. Find the streams on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube at WTIM TV. And the April consolidated elections are coming up Tuesday, April 4th. One of the items on the April consolidated elections is the pool referendum for Taylorville. And I have Recreation Director Bailey Hancock here to tell me a little bit more about it. Bailey, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for having me.
So how did we get to this point? How did this all start? Obviously, you're asking Taylorville to vote for the referendum on the Manners Park pool, which is coming up Tuesday. So
I know we're almost there.
Man,
we're almost there.
It's been a heck of a journey for you.
Yes.
But tell me a little bit, take me back to the start. How did we get to this point where we are deciding on funding for the pool?
Absolutely. So this summer, the pool will be 61 years old. They did not build this pool the last 61 years. When she was built, it was mainly to last 20 to 40 years, and we've kind of limped along. We have done 2 renovations already. But the time has come to where band-aiding is just not going to cut it anymore. We cannot just continue to patch and limp along. There's a lot of things that are just failing, and we need a new pool, plain and simple. And so on that referendum, it is asking if the Park District can take out bonds in the total of $6.5 million to help build a new pool for the families and citizens of Taylorville and surrounding communities.
Mm-hmm. Briefly here, I don't want to get into the weeds too much of this, but what is if Taylorville Park District does take bonds, I guess, could you kind of simplify that, what that means for City of Taylorville?
Right. So for us to be able to take out the bonds, it's basically like taking out a loan, right? It's because the Park District doesn't have $6.5 million. We're asking any Park District taxpayer, so that's not just Taylorville, that goes all the way around. That's, Burton Eddy, Langleyville, half of Awanaco is in the Park District. The lines are very big, which is great for us because the more citizens, the less, the more it's spread out, the less each person pays when their taxes go up for this, right? So we're basically asking them if we can take this loan out to help build a new pool. And then those tax dollars will go to pay for those bonds.
And in a way, if I'm kind of summarizing this, and you can kind of frame it however you want to, but it's like asking the people within the district if they will allow you to borrow money from them a little bit individually within the district.
We're not borrowing the money from them because we're not giving the taxpayers back their money, but in return, we're giving them a new pool,
Bingo.
I guess, for their money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even exchange.
Yes. I hope they see it that way.
Right. Okay. So now you're not doing this on your own, right? And that's not just Taylorville Park District doing this. You've brought in another company to help you with the process.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about this company, who they are and what they do.
Yes, this is, I'm not an engineer or an architect. And so we took a long time and we looked at several different architect engineering companies. We interviewed them. They came in. We finally decided on a company called Burbach Aquatics. And they only do aquatic engineering, which is spectacular. They're not out there building roads. They're not out there, and a lot of these other companies kind of did a lot of different things. So Burbach only does aquatics. And then they also only work with municipalities. So they are uniquely qualified to work with the Park District, which is a taxing body, and we're only wanting a pool, right? So they are the best company for this job. And we've been working with them for about 2 years, maybe a little over 2 years already. So I know people are probably thinking, wow, why haven't you started this process sooner? We've been working on it for at least 3 years now. It just takes a lot of time to find your company, find your architect, and then go through that process with Burbach. Then we did a technical evaluation. So they went through the pool and went through every single thing with a fine-tooth comb, letting us know, what's at the end of its life, what could maybe be spared. At 61 years old, not a whole lot can be spared at this point. It's all at the end of its lifespan. And then we go into a feasibility study, which that was at least a year long, where I formed a pool committee with citizens of Taylorville. And we worked with Burbach trying to decide what we think Taylorville needs in a pool, what people will enjoy the most, how it can benefit everybody the most, and then different design plans and stuff like that. So this hasn't been overnight. This has been a 3-year process so far.
Before we move on, is there a place people can find the pool plans to take a look at them?
You can see a picture of it. We don't have like the engineering plans out, obviously, but you can see a picture of the new design on our Facebook page, Save Manners Park Pool. And there's also a lot of questions that have been asked and answered on the Facebook page as well. So if I don't cover something today, please feel free to look at that Facebook page. And even if I don't answer it there, you can always call me at the Manners Park office and I will answer anything that you need.
There have been a lot of questions answered on that Save Manners Park Pool project. One of those questions involves how the bidding is working for this. A lot of, well, obviously the price tag for the referendum is $6.5 million. My understanding is that the pool itself will cost a little bit more money, but you guys are accounting for that in various ways. But I think there's a little bit of confusion about how the price tag has come up for $6.5 million when the bidding process is still very early on.
Right.
Could you maybe clarify that a little bit?
Absolutely. So the $6.5 million for the bond is the highest that the park can bond for. We can't bond for any more than that. That's it. The total estimated cost of the pool is between $7.2 and $7.8 million. And now that estimate is coming from Burbatch, our aquatic engineers and architects. This is all they do. They know how to estimate, a project. So no, it has not been bid out yet. So that number could change, right? But when we do get to the bidding process, every local company and not local will have the opportunity to do this. It will all be made public. It'll be on Facebook. It'll be in the newspaper. It'll be wherever we can, in the radio probably, where you can come and pick up your bid packets. It'll be different bids for electrical, plumbing, concrete, demolition. It'll be lots of different little parts. So hopefully as many local companies as possible will be able to bid on this. And then they will be opened publicly as well. So all of this will be out in the public. Everyone will have the information given. We're not trying to hide anything. And then once we open those bids, then we go farther into the process there. We can't bid anything out until the funds are secured.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the perception is that Burbatch is the contractor that has picked up the bid and whatnot. And I think that it's very important to distinguish that they're just helping with the process.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're just helping with the engineering, designing, and then they will help with those bid specs as well. They will be the ones to put those together. If anybody has ever put a bid out, it's not just as easy as me saying, hey, I need some concrete work done. Those bid specs are going to be pages and pages long of what we need done, what we expect, how we need it to be done, how thick everything needs to be, the grain. I mean, it's very, very specific. So Burbatch helps get those bid specs together, and then the companies come and take them. They read through it, they fill it out, and then they bring them back and enclosed and sealed, and then they will be open publicly. So even when they drop those bid specs back off at the park, I don't look at them. They will be opened at a public board meeting.
Forgive me here, I'm backtracking a little bit, but when it comes to the park district paying the people to work on this, how did we come up with $7 million or so? I know the park district has to pay a little bit more money for the people who work on the projects.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about that.
That's been a hot topic too. It's like, why is the price tag so high? Well, as we all know, anyway, things have gone up and up, right? It doesn't cost the same to build a house today as it cost to build a house even 3 years ago. So just the cost of materials and everything have gone up. But also what people need to realize is the park district has to pay prevailing wages. That is the law. Because we are a public body, a taxing body, we pay prevailing wage. So what you might have paid a person $15 an hour for at your home, we have to pay $30 an hour for, whatever that prevailing wage is. So that does significantly increase the cost of a project with that prevailing wage, but there's no way around it. We have to pay it. It just increases quite a bit.
I want to talk more about the Manners Park pool and the referendum coming up April 4th. That's coming up this Tuesday with Recreation Director Bailey Hancock. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM.
For all of our summer camp choices for kids and the great camp rental rates for groups. This is Shalis Nagel, Executive Director with Kimmerer Village. We are a proud partner with Camp Crew in Makanda, Illinois. Check out campcrew.org for all the fun waiting for you.
Chip Flory here, inviting you to join the conversation as we tackle the current issues of agriculture every weekday morning at 10:06 on the Talk of Central Illinois, News Talk WTIM. I host AgriTalk, the nation's longest-running interview show dedicated to discussing agriculture issues with the newsmakers and include you in the conversation via our toll-free number. We're here weekdays mornings at 10:06. We are AgriTalk.
Veterans, now it's our turn to be your angels. This is Rose Ruhal at Visiting Angels. We're honored and uniquely qualified to serve our veterans with in-home care, like bathing, housekeeping, meal prep, even shopping. Find out if you or your loved one is eligible for Veterans Home Care Services at visitingangels.com, because our veterans deserve an angel.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
It's a first in the Taylorville automotive market. With your purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle at Landmark at Taylorville, you will get, at no extra charge, our Landmark of a Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. General Sales Manager Bill Pinkston here to thank you for your business in 2022. And for our way of saying thanks is to offer you a lifetime powertrain warranty on our new and pre-owned vehicles we sell. You will have peace of mind when you buy from Landmark for a lifetime. Come by and see my friendly staff for specific details. And remember,
You always do better at Landmark.
This is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. With interest rates rising, many people are seeing their loan rates increasing out of control. At TCCU, we have kept our loan rates low. We have also raised our share certificate rates. These are just some of the ways that you can benefit from a membership at TCCU. We encourage you to visit any of our convenient locations in Taylorville, Hillsboro, Litchfield, or Pana. Whether you are looking to get a great loan or share certificate rate, our friendly staff are here for you. Check out our great rates at www.tccu.org. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
The Christian County Economic Development Corporation helps Taylorville, Pana, and other local communities establish and promote their industrial parks, providing constant communication with existing and prospective employers, helping to grow or attract businesses. Find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
I'm Kim Bourne, CEO of Taylorville Memorial Hospital, and we're hiring experienced nurses to join our great team. Learn more by clicking on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper, your host. Your street brought to you by Landmark at Taylorville. You'll always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust. They put people first. Recreation Director of the Taylorville Park District, Bailey Hancock, in studio. We're reviewing the referendum happening for the April 4th consolidated election concerning the Manners Park pool, which will slightly raise taxes if passed to pay for a new pool. Essentially, it's brand new. Bailey, how much, if this passes, will my taxes go up by?
Absolutely. So what you need to look at is your assessed value of your home. So there's two different numbers. There's the market value and then there's your assessed value, right? That's two different things. Normally, your assessed value is a third of the market value. But what you can do if you don't know is you can go to propertytaxonline.org, Christian County, you type in your address, your name and your address, and it will list what your assessed value is. It'll also list everything you pay so far in taxes there too. So just to give you a quick reference, if your assessed value is at $10,000, your taxes are going to go up $25 a year, which breaks down to a pinch over $2 a month, which you can't even get a latte for $2 a month, right? Let's go a little higher. If your home assessed value is $27,000, your yearly tax amount is going to go up $64, which is a little over $5 a month. Again, I don't know if you can get a sandwich at Wendy's for $5, and that's for the entire month, or $64 for the entire year. This is a 20-year bond. So after 20 years, when those bonds are paid off, it goes away, it goes off your taxes.
And And you'll have a pool that you hope lasts for how long?
It should last 50 years is what they build them for now.
Right.
So it's something we shouldn't have to worry about again.
Right. And it's a small, in the way that I'm framing it from my perspective, it's a small investment that will last 50 years, but you are only paying for 20 years.
Yes.
That's a 30-year net.
Yes. And I can tell you, like my taxes will go up right between, maybe around $70. I spend that for my family to go out to dinner, here in town. So I don't think it's a huge amount of money, for that, because that'll be for the entire year. But again, you can go on to propertytaxonline.org, and then you can also check out our Facebook page, Save Manors Park Pool, for a breakdown of those home assessed values and what your increase would be there.
Bluntly here, why is the park pool so important to the community?
Oh my gosh, why is it not? I mean, there's so many reasons why it's important. It's the only public pool in Taylorville, right? It's the only one. Last year alone, we taught 150 kids swim lessons. I believe, according to the statistics, the leading cause of death between 1 and 4-year-olds is drowning. It's the second leading cause of death between 5 and 13-year-olds, which is astronomical. So we are here teaching hundreds of kids how to swim every single year. Last year, the swim team had 74 kids, I believe, on it. 74 kids. Like, without the pool, their sport goes away, essentially, right? We're providing a sport. And they won conference last year. Both age groups won conference. So we've got a phenomenal swim team. We also have people on that swim team that come from Litchfield and Shelbyville and Pana and Edinburgh, all the surrounding areas. Some of those towns have their own swim team, but they choose to come to Taylorville for that. So then you also have those parents that are shopping in Taylorville, getting gas in Taylorville, spending their time here. We're bringing people in from out of town. We employ 20 to 30 youths of our community. And I will say, for those lifeguard jobs, I mean, what a unique job, right? Those high schoolers, those college kids are learning CPR. They're learning first aid. They're learning Heimlich maneuver. It's such a large responsibility that they will take that with them the rest of their life. Just the rest of their life, they're going to know that CPR and everything. And it's so beneficial. And then, of course, being open to the public, we're a safe haven for those kids that don't have anything to do in the summer. Our guards are there. We're fully staffed. And it's a safe place to come and hang out outside of the home. You're off an electronic every day from 1 to 5 or 1 to 6 p.m., depending on the day.
All right, shifting just a moment here this is going to be a little bit of a tough question. Over $7 million price tag, right? And from my understanding, the park pool doesn't operate on a profit in a typical year. What would you say to somebody who says, you know what, if they're not making a profit, then why should I invest? Why should the community invest $6.5 million into this pool?
Because we're here for the community. I mean, that is what we are here for. We're here for the community. We're here for the children. We're here for the families. We're here for the teaching aspect of it. We are a benefit to all of those people and to the city of Taylorville. I mean, we're a good sized town, and we draw people in with our pool. We have lots of people. I have daycares from Rochester that come down and bring their kids every summer, because they love our pool and they love the city of Taylorville.
And what it sounds like in your work and my way I'm interpreting it is, it may not in monetary value pay for itself, but in community value pays for itself 10 times over.
Absolutely. I mean, can you imagine a summer without the pool, without being able to go out to the pool? It's like a year without the 4th of July parade, without Christmas in the park. I mean, it's a staple to our community is the Manors Park pool. Taylorville or Manors Park has had a public swimming pool for over 100 years now, over 100 years. So I can't imagine Taylorville not having a beautiful public swimming pool for the families and children.
Quickly here, is that a possibility if this doesn't pass?
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely. Right. The on our budget alone, we would never be able to save enough to get this. We are not $1 million park district. We're not Springfield or Decatur, where their budget may be $13 million. We're well under $1 million, and so it would take us we just wouldn't be able to do it without the help of the community.
Thank you so much. That is Recreation Director Bailey Hancock. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The military reports 9 service members were